Learning from Tragedy, how the story of Lauren Astley is being used to raise awareness about relationship violence.
Has your favorite restaurant closed? Have you run out of meal plans? I'll show you all the great places you can eat late at night.
It seems like there's an app for everything. Could it mean the end of the internet as we know it?
We're live tonight with those stories and more. I'm Addie Haney.
And I'm Nicole Chadwick. Phoenix 14 News starts right now. Good evening and thanks for joining us. Spinach and artichoke lovers will have to find somewhere else to get their favorite dip next fall.
That's right, 1889 Grill Room is closing, but Aramark says it's only for the fall. 1889 will reopen at the beginning of 2013. With the demolition of Hardin scheduled for the end of this semester, Colonnades and McEwen will be the only two dining halls available to students in the fall. The Grill Room is closing in order to prevent overcrowding in Colonnades. A new global dining hall will be connected to Mosley and is scheduled to open in spring 2013.
A tragic death is being turned into an opportunity to learn about relationship violence.
Our Mallory Lane joins us live with the story. Mallory.
That's right, Addie. It's been nearly 9 months since the sudden and tragic death of Elon freshman Lauren Astley. The incoming freshman was killed last July in what police are saying was an act of violence by her former boyfriend, Nathaniel Fujita. Fujita is accused of stabbing and strangling Astley to death and leaving her body in a marshy area in their hometown of Wayland, Massachusetts. Astley and Fujita had been dating for several years and had recently split. Last week, Astley's mother and father were on campus to talk to students about her death and to educate students about the signs and dangers of relationship violence.
I just miss her horribly.
Lauren Astley would have turned 19 this past Sunday.
There was an effervescence to her.
But today, Malcolm Astley is using his daughter's death to teach others about relationship violence.
They're trying to keep going using the theme of Keep On Sparkling.
Even though the pain is still fresh, Astley hopes his message will be heard on Elon's campus.
We need to do a better job of turning up the magnification and looking more carefully both at what went on and how we could have spotted it or intervened much earlier.
She was like my kid sister.
For Elon sophomore Lindsay Glosson, the tragedy hits close to home. Glosson and Astley were childhood friends, but it's not just their friendship that makes Lauren's death so real.
I was in a relationship that was emotionally and physically abusive, and I was fortunate enough to get out of it.
Looking back on her relationship, Glosson says she's where she is today because of that experience.
It was the smack in the face or the shoving in the hall or anything that would be that could be taken as like a joke or anything that really wasn't a joke.
Glosson hopes that by sharing her story and Lauren's too, the Elon community will learn about relationship violence and work together to stop it from happening to others. The sound of Lauren's voice will forever remain in the memory of those who knew her, and her story will be a reminder for the students on campus of not just the life lost, but of the life lesson to be learned.
That's part of her legacy with a parallel reduction in violence and harm and loss and pain, unnecessary. That would be an incredible legacy.
Now, April is Sexual Assault and Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We spoke with Associate Director for Health Promotion Elizabeth Nelson about Lauren's death and why it's important to share her story on campus. She hopes that Lauren's story will help others feel more comfortable talking about their own stories.
Also, there are plenty of people on this campus who have already witnessed pretty serious violence in their life, and we want to have opportunities for them to share. And when folks are brave enough to share their story, like her parents are, then it allows everyone in the room to share their story.
Nelson says one of the reasons it's important for people to come forward and share their story is because others might not notice the red flags or the warning signs of a violent relationship. Addie?
Tomorrow is Elon's annual convocation for honors, and the featured speaker is the author of this year's Common Reading book. Muhammad Yunus wrote Creating a World Without Poverty and is a Nobel Peace Prize winner. Convocation starts at 3:30 in Alumni Gym. Classes will be dismissed at 3:10 and admission is free with a student ID. A new librarian is coming to Elon. Joan Ruel has been named the new dean and university librarian. Ruel has 15 years of experience from the University of Virginia and Hollins University. She will be replacing Kate Hickey, who is retiring after 16 years. Ruel says the university commitment to student engagement is what sparked her interest in working at Elon.
The opportunity to be in a library that's starting from a position of strength and then together figure out how can the library be more involved in that kind of engagement initiative, both in the classroom and throughout the life of the university.
Ruel begins her work at Belk Library on June 1st.
You could take classes relating to Judaism before, but Jewish Studies is now an official minor. This minor looks at topics such as Jewish culture, religion, and history around the world. The minor requires a Jewish traditions class in addition to 16 semester hours in courses, including modern elementary Hebrew and the modern Middle East.
The Love School of Business is now ranked 43rd in the nation for its undergraduate program, according to Bloomberg Business Week. The Love School of Business also received a number 5 ranking for internships, and the facilities at the business school got an A+ rating.
A new organization on campus is helping students network with future employers while improving their business skills. SIFE, Students in Free Enterprise, is an international organization that teaches students business concepts through educational programs. Elon's SIFE group won the regional competition this year, only the second group to win in their first full year of membership. Kyle Cassidy is the director of recruitment for SIFE. He says the win provided SIFE with a great networking opportunity.
All of the companies that judge you on your presentations also recruit you. We had a senior in SIFE, Andrew Summers, literally get recruited right off of the stage at regionals.
SIFE will head to Kansas City May 22nd to compete in the national expedition.
According to a 2011 Pew Research survey, close to 35% of all Americans have smartphones that run apps. I found out how that could affect our access to the World Wide Web. Need to do shopping from Sky Mall? There's an app for that. Want to get cozy in front of a Pixel Fire? There's an app for that too. There's even new software in development called HTML5 for online browsers to feature apps. But all these apps could change the way we use the internet.
Some people are saying, yes, but the web is going to kind of become appified, that people are finding ways to kind of build walled gardens.
Director of Imagining the Internet Center, Jana Anderson, says that while apps may be fun and entertaining to use, they could hurt the open web.
There's this concern that people will just use the web for entertainment and to watch video, and that it'll be turned into cable television instead of this amazing, amazing resource that it has already developed to be.
According to the results of a recent Pew Internet and Elon survey, 59% of web experts agreed that the web will remain the top place to access and share information, but some fear that money will be the driving force behind innovation.
Once people go to those places, the other places will no longer be available. People won't be developing anything else because nobody's looking at it.
Take Facebook, for example. Users can watch and post videos, read articles, and even play games all in one spot. That gives Facebook a lot of power. Anderson says this one-stop shop thinking can make users concerned only with being entertained and not actively thinking.
People go to attractive gateways and then having their information diet limited by the fact that they're just going for dessert and they're not going for the important main course.
As for students and all internet users, Anderson has a few words of advice.
Be responsible web citizens. Don't just appify your life. Don't just squeeze yourself into a little gateway. Really get out and build, create, share. Don't just passively consume what you're seeing.
To read the full results of the study, visit our website, Phoenix14News.wordpress.com.
As students, we experience Elon every day. There's a video that captures that experience in less than 3 minutes, and now it's won 2 awards. The video, Experience Elon, features students and faculty reflecting on their time at the university. The video was produced by 2 alumni, Max Cantor and Tim Johnson. They won the silver medal and honorable mention for the short version of the video in the higher ed marketing competition. Here's a clip from that video.
When you can tell something's really taken hold, it's not just the eyes lighting up, but it also comes through in what they say and how they say it. And that's what makes us want to be teachers.
I am really invested in doing work with people at home and also abroad.
The video was one of 2,900 entries from more than 1,000 colleges.
The Ignite Challenge is over. Elon is still counting the gifts, but as of Friday, 1,400 young alumni donated to the university. For the challenge, all gifts of $20 or more made during the month of March would be matched 5-to-1 by Carrie Anderson, a 1979 graduate. As of Friday, more than $58,000 were donated. That number was matched with more than $290,000, bringing the total to just under $350,000. Anyone who participated became a member of the Ignite Challenge.
Another type of challenge ended this week. The results for this spring's powerless competition are in. Oaks A won Division I with an energy reduction of 18.1%, and the International Pavilion in the Academic Village won Division II by reducing energy 36.9%. The competition lasted 3 weeks.
Enough energy was conserved to power 35 North Carolina homes for 1 month, based on average consumption. The residents in the winning buildings will receive a free t-shirt. Coming up on Phoenix 14 News. There's a well-known racetrack in Charlotte, but there's also one down the road, and cars were zipping around Friday night.
It was a grand night for the Department of Performing Arts. Highlights from their show-stopping performances coming up.
As in his free. April is Autism Awareness Month, and 2 organizations are teaming up to promote it. Alpha Zeta Delta and Autism Speaks You kicked off this month's events with Light Up the Blue. Blue lights were placed outside Alamance, Linder, and Powell buildings last night to support the cause. Light It Up Blue is a week-long event. You can learn more about autism at College Coffee tomorrow morning.
Collecting stamps, running, or traveling, everyone has a hobby. Monica Antosh joins us with more about a man and his lifelong passion.
A man who dedicates his life to the Bible also dedicates himself to something he considers a spiritual drink.
Father Jerry Waterman says everyone needs a hobby, even priests. But his favorite hobby might surprise you.
Wine is alive. It brings people together. It's conversation starters.
But Jesus would not trust himself to them.
Father Jerry's relationship with wine began when he was just 5 years old. He learned to make wine with his grandfather, and it was love at first sip.
It is a tradition that I enjoy, I'm passionate about it because I started so young, you know, and I never abused alcohol as a child and as a high school student because it was always on my table.
Being a priest that gives wine tastings may seem strange to some. Father Jerry doesn't think so.
I don't think people see it as dichotomous. I think, you know, certainly wine is mentioned in the Bible numerous times.
He enjoys the wine tastings and even used to make his own wine. And now he wants to share the fruits of his labor once again.
I would love to start making wine again in Grove Winery. I would love to make a port again and call it whatever Max Lloyd would like to call it. And that's, you know, my future is in God's hands, but I'll do whatever comes.
Father Jerry has made a lifelong commitment to wine.
At the end, you should be able to taste a little bit of the pepper and spice. Wine is alive, so I'm alive with it.
Father Jerry hosts wine tastings at Grove Winery every other Thursday night, and the next one is April 12th. For more information on the tastings or Grove Winery itself, visit our website.
The music theater department had 2 grand nights of performances over the weekend. Students started preparing in December to perform for this annual event that shows off their dancing, singing, and acting. With numbers from Tarzan, Sister Act, and the Book of Mormon, the students entertained audiences with 4 performances in 2 days. The show ended with a piece written by Elon alums in honor of the graduating class.
Still to come on Phoenix 14 News, colorful eggs and the promise of candy brought kids of all ages out to a local park.
I'm still full for my late night food crawl. Find out where I went next.
Stay tuned, we're back in 2.